Good morning. Y'all know I said I wasn't going to do another COVID video. That I wasn't going to do it because enough has been said. I've changed my mind. The death rate in COVID is highest in the elderly. But believe it or not, people my age, it's devastating too as well. Children, I can't imagine losing a child. But I have a school of thought on this, and I don't have any medical degree. I don't have any scientific anything behind me. But I want to tell you this. There is a part of healing that we're missing. There is a part of healing that we're ignoring. And I say this because I've been through it and I know how it feels. I was very blessed the first 2 weeks I was sick to have my mom in the house with me. I read back through text messages and things and posts that I made during COVID. And a lot of it I don't remember. I don't remember in my mind battling the fever. But according to the posts, the things that I talked about, evidently I did. Mom battled the fever hard. But, while I had Mom there with me, we leaned on each other. Mom would come through, how you feeling? Can I get you something? I was there with Mom. Mom, here, drink some tea, drink some juice, drink something. You got to drink something. That is a part of healing that COVID is destroying. Your family is very, very important to your healing. And while text messages and FaceTimes are good, it absolutely 100% cannot take the place of a loved one touching your head, touching your arm, touching your shoulder, and say, it'll be okay. Hang in there. It'll be okay. There is absolutely no substitute for that. And nurses, I am not taking away 1 ounce what they do at all. Am I not taking away from it? They are beautiful people that put their lives on the risk every day they go to work. But we have to stop separating patients from their family. If these nurses can go in these rooms with the gown and the masks and everything and the gloves, family members should be able to. This is wrong. Imagine that. Our government getting something wrong. They have got so much wrong here lately, they ain't got anything right. Nothing. Not getting off on that. Not getting off on that. We have got to change the way we are treating people that come down with COVID. And I swear, I'm going to go off on the next one of you that posts that stupid 97% recover. I'm part of the 97% that recovered. My lungs will never be the same. I have scarring tissue all over my lungs. My heart has some scarring on it. That won't change. Contrary to popular belief, scars don't go away. They're there. Now, my body will learn to deal with it. And this past weekend was pretty hard. For some reason, I couldn't seem to catch my breath this past weekend. Maybe a little bit missing Mom, but whatever. They're talking about shutting us down again. If shutting us down worked, it would have worked in March and April. It doesn't work. I don't understand why we don't treat this more aggressively. Instead of reacting to COVID, we should be proactive at it. But we don't. We wait. COVID has a timeline. You are exposed within 1 to 3 days. You'll start showing symptoms, sometimes longer. Sometimes you don't at all. Then for the next 5 days, you'll be fever, body aches, exhaustion, a cough that feels like you're coughing your big toe up. If you are day 8 and your fever broke and you're just exhausted, your body has dealt with this. It's going to deal with it. But if by day 8 you're going down, it's devastating. That's what happened to my mom. And I read a post from the CDC, and they basically said day 8 is, for whatever the reason, a turning point. But I said all that to say this. We're missing the biggest part of healing. Healing is touching. Healing is a family member touching you. Even with a gloved hand, touch your hand, touch your shoulder, touch your forehead, and give you some encouraging words. Pray for you. We've got to quit the way we're reacting to this virus and start acting before the virus. I think my mom would have survived had we been able to get her on some medication prior to day 8. I think, and now I talked to some people. COVID is all around me again. I have so many of my friends that I call and check on every day because they're struggling with this damn virus. I hate that it separates us. I hate it because I know how it feels being isolated and you don't have anybody. The text messages are great. The FaceTiming and the Facebook is good, but it cannot, absolutely cannot replace human touch and families loving their loved ones. It absolutely cannot replace it. And I think that's why it's hitting our senior citizens so hard, is we isolate them. They're off in a room by themselves. And again, I'm not taking anything away from the nurses at all. Am I taking anything away from the nurses? But the isolation is deadly. The isolation takes so many lives in a cruel, cruel, torturous way. You're not thinking straight with the fever. You're not thinking straight with the exhaustion. And folks, when I tell you the exhaustion is real, the exhaustion is real. I tested negative the first time. We tested positive the end of June. July the 13th is the first time I tested negative. But I was far from over it. I had no idea how long it was going to take me to get over that. My lungs struggled so hard to get through it. I don't even remember the month of August. Don't even remember the end of July or the month of August. It is a blur to me when I went back and read through my text messages and Facebook's posts during that time. September is almost there. And then October I was sick again. I don't remember. I just don't remember. I remember the text messages and I remember everything, but I also remember feeling so devastatingly alone. Even though a lot of you reached out to me, I still felt so devastatingly alone. We have got to start being proactive and quit reacting. We're never going to get on top of this virus reacting to it. We have got to be proactive. And I don't care if you don't like the damn mask. Wear it. It works. I'm telling you, it works. My shop is very small. Very small. The end of May, the young lady that works with us started wearing a mask every day. She even had the shield that she wore. And it's now almost the 1st of December, and she wears one every day to work. Every day to work. She's being proactive. We have, without realizing we've done that, we've separated each other. She works over in that area. I work in this area, and I've noticed when she gets through with a machine and her pens that she used, we have magnets on each machine that holds the pens. I've noticed I take my pens back. She takes her pens back. She's got a ribbon tied around her scissors. We have social distanced ourselves even working together. But obviously, she was exposed when Mom and I were, because we worked right next to each other. There's a machine 3 feet in front of me that she works at. The masks do work. Wear the mask, people. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Social distance as much as you can. But we can't run from it. We can't keep running from it, because it's never gonna go away. It's never gonna go away if we keep doing that. I don't know all the answers. And contrary to popular belief, I don't think our government does either. I don't trust big pharmacy. I think they turn this shit loose on us, and now they can't get control of it or don't want to get control of it. I think it's a big money maker to them. I'm not a conspiracy theorist to a degree. There's something bigger going on here. There's something bigger going on here. You can't compare this to the Spanish flu in the early 1900s. We didn't have the technology, the medicines, or the intelligence back then that we have today. But one thing we do have, and I think the government is dead wrong, we have got to allow family members to visit people that are severely struggling with this disease. The aloneness is devastating. You're a lot of times running a fever. The exhaustion that you will feel is near depression level. You give up. You give up. I know, had it not been for me wondering what my family would do, that's the only thing kept me from giving up, because there were times, I had asthma as a child, and I can remember thinking the worst thing on earth is not being able to breathe. And I went through that, and I went through it again this weekend, not being able to breathe. Folks, if you know someone with COVID, call and check on them. Send them text messages. Send them funny text messages. Send them funny memes. Anything to make them laugh and release those hormones in their brain that they need to heal. That when you walk into your loved one's room and they're sick and they're struggling from either COVID or cancer or whatever, it doesn't matter, and you touch their face or you touch them and tell them you love them, that releases a hormone in their body that helps them fight whatever it is they're fighting. And we're not doing that right now. A lot of our seniors are passing away. And I swear, I will go off on you in a heartbeat if you try to trivialize those 3% that are passing away. We have got to be proactive with this and quit reacting to it, because reacting to it is not working. Shutting everything down is not working. I looked at a map yesterday, and we've gone through the full color spectrum of colors that tell you how many cases are wherever. They're black now. Everything's black. It's not working. What we're doing is not working. If y'all have someone struggling with this in your life, and I've got several in mine, call and check on them. Send them a text message. Even though we can't love them, send them a text message. We're going to get through this. Why? Because we are resilient, and we will get through it. Times in history, all the way back to the beginning of time, humans have struggled with things that tried to wipe us out. We'll get through this, and it's hard, but we will. I'm an emotional wreck on a Monday morning. Just an emotional wreck for some reason. It's got to get better. My Shonda's going to be here in about 2.5 hours. The sun is shining so pretty. You can see it's coming through the windows. I'm in a shadow of a shade. But we're going to get through this. We're going to get through it. I just keep telling myself we're going to get through it. Can you believe it's December?